In a video that quickly circulated on X, TikTok, and Instagram, Jungkook's figure is seen walking casually, wearing a very simple outfit: a black shirt, loose pants, and a black hat that almost covers his face. But despite appearing so simple, the public couldn't look away because something was different. Her body shape now looks a little more stocky, her shoulders are wider, and her arms look fuller. Not too much, but enough to surprise a lot of people. Jungkook, once known to be lean and supple on stage, now appears mature and solid, like someone who has found a new balance between energy and poise. Interestingly, this change does not come through big promotions, not from magazine shoots or appearances on the red carpet, but through simple videos on social media. But precisely therein lies its strength. In an era when celebrities are competing to portray glamorous images, Jungkook instead captivates through simplicity that feels sincere and real. Fans all over the world are talking about it. The hashtags number Jungkook body change and number simple style Jungkook were trending in several countries. Many said, "He looks more mature," while others wrote, "His relaxed style actually makes his aura stronger." And behind all the comments, there is one realization: Jungkook is no longer just an idol who looks stunning on stage, but has now become a young man who is growing in front of the world. But interestingly, these physical changes are not sudden. If we look back, since the promotion of 7 and 3D, Jungkook has indeed begun to rearrange his lifestyle. From exercise patterns to daily activities that focus more on fitness and mental health. In some interviews, he often touched on the importance of maintaining self-balance. He once said, "I want to remain myself, even when everyone looks at me with high expectations." And that statement now feels so real in his performance. A firmer body isn't just the result of a gym or diet, it's a symbol of stability and maturity. While Jungkook used to be known for his explosive energy, he now exudes a calm, controlled demeanor. Many fans refer to it as the manly Jungkook phase, a natural evolution of a talented teenager who is now transforming into a global icon with a mature aura. But on the other hand, what is most striking is not only her physique, it is her increasingly simple style. No flashy logos, no superfluous accessories. It is precisely in simplicity that its charm appears. He looks like an ordinary person we can meet in a cafe, but somehow his presence still feels extraordinary. This is called effortless charisma, effortless attraction, which is born from the comfort of a person towards himself. And this is interesting, because if we look at the trends among world celebrities, many stars are simply chasing overstyled styles in order to remain relevant. But Jungkook did the opposite. He stood out precisely for his minimalism. It's like an indirect message to the world that simplicity doesn't mean losing charm. It's where authenticity can really be seen. If you look at his career history, Jungkook has always had a strong instinct for his image. He knows when to be total on stage, but he also knows when to let the world see his most human side. In every phase of his life, there is always a balance between imagery and authenticity, something that big stars of his class rarely have. In fact, some fashion editors in Korea called Jungkook's latest appearance a quiet transformation, a term that describes a change without announcement, without ostentatious intention, but still creating a huge impact. And it's true, from social media timelines to international fandom forums, the conversation about Jungkook's new body and style continues to flow. Some compared his new posture to the era of Euphoria. Others called it more like the style of Hollywood actors like Timothée Chalamet when he began to enter the adult phase. But behind all those opinions lies a deeper narrative about how Jungkook continues to evolve naturally without losing his essence. His stocky but simple appearance seems to be a metaphor of who he is now. Strong but calm, mature but still grounded. He is no longer a teenager who wants to prove something, but a young man who already knows his worth. From the visual side, her fashion style this time also reflects a new trend that is on the rise, namely normcore luxe. A style that combines everyday simplicity with a touch of high quality. There are not many ornaments, but each piece of clothing has a strong character. And interestingly, Jungkook seemed to understand it without having to make an effort. He is just so himself, but immediately in tune with the direction of global fashion. In a world where everything can be made into content, it actually presents something that feels not made up. Perhaps this is why his new look feels so evocative. He showed not only a stronger physique, but also a more honest attitude to life. Old fans may still remember the days when Jungkook was known to be shy and awkward when appearing in front of the camera. But now, each of his gestures showed a different self-confidence. He doesn't need to talk much to impress people, just the way he walks, stares, and smiles lightly under his hat. Everything was cooked, but still had a special soft touch. And judging by the dynamics of his career, this transformation came at a very opportune time. After a successful solo phase, having become the global face of Calvin Klein, and having appeared in numerous international projects, Jungkook now seems to be starting to reimagine his personal identity. He no longer just wants to be seen as the maknae of BTS or global ambassador, but as a whole individual. A person who develops, changes, and finds his new form calmly. Perhaps this is the most interesting side of all of this. Jungkook didn't try to go viral, but went viral on his own. He's not looking for the spotlight, but the world is watching. And in the midst of the spotlight, he still chose to appear simple, as if to say that authenticity does not need to be polished, just lived. If we look at the way the public reacted, many wrote in the comments, "He looks happy." And maybe that's the point of it all. Behind a more muscular body and a simple style, Jungkook looks happy to be himself. No longer pursued by expectations, no longer shaped by images, but truly living in its own version. A transformation that is not only physical, but spiritual. It's not just about the outside, it's about finding peace inside. And perhaps that's why every time Jungkook appears, even in a simple video, the world pauses to pay attention. Because in the midst of the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry, figures who appear honest and what they are actually the rarest thing. He is no longer trying to be perfect, but that is where his perfection comes from. This is Jungkook today. Strong, simple, and real. If you think the entertainment world only moves because of glamour, then Jungkook's latest appearance proves otherwise. Because this time, what caused an uproar in the virtual universe was not expensive suits, not even a grandiose photo shoot with dramatic lighting, but just a short video in which Jungkook casually walks around in simple clothes. Yeah, it's that simple. But what happened after absolutely incredible? In less than 24 hours, the clip spread across more than 100 large fanbase accounts, was retweeted hundreds of thousands of times, and played millions of times on TikTok. Interestingly, not only fans are talking about it, but also lifestyle media from different countries. From Vogue Korea, Harper's Bazaar Japan, to GQ America, all highlight the same thing: the effortless power of Jungkook. In one seemingly ordinary moment, he managed to ignite a global conversation. Really, there are not many celebrities in this world who can make a stir just because of walking casually. But Jungkook? He does it unconsciously. His aura, which once might have been considered boyish or innocent, has now developed into a calm charisma that is strong and masculine. And this is where the phenomenon lies. How something that seems small can be a mirror of a big change in a person. If we pull back a little, Jungkook's journey of appearance has always followed the phases of his life. When BTS just debuted, Jungkook's style was still a teenager: loose hoodies, chunky sneakers, and messy hair, typical of young people. Then, slowly, as his popularity skyrocketed, he began to experiment, from leather jackets to high-end streetwear styles. But somehow, in the midst of it all, the original style still hasn't been lost. He always looks like Jungkook, not someone who is trying to be someone else. And this time, simplicity is not just a style, but a statement. One statement that sounds obvious without having to be said. I don't need a lot of things to seem meaningful. This is a message that feels so powerful in an entertainment world that often judges people by their outward appearance. Even old fans feel it. Many wrote comments like, "He's not trying to look cool, but still cool." Or, "His aura is now different, more mature, calmer." Behind the scenes, there are many factors that could explain this change. One of them is the phase of Jungkook's life, which is now more stable. After years of being constantly in the spotlight, he has finally entered a period where control over himself is completely in his hands. No longer controlled by the image of a perfect idol, he can show the real version of herself, and that's what makes people more interested. Its slightly more muscular body, for example, is not solely for the sake of aesthetics. From several interviews and live footage that he has done, Jungkook often talks about the importance of maintaining a healthy body, especially after touring and solid activities. He often practices boxing, does strength training, and focuses on endurance, not just physical form. "I want to feel strong, not just look strong," he said in one broadcast. That simple sentence now feels alive through his appearance. His wider shoulders and straighter posture reflected not just the results of training, but the results of discipline. But interestingly, although his body changed, he did not necessarily show it off. No gym selfie uploads, no topless photos to show the results. Jungkook instead chose to let the public realize it on their own, naturally, without promotion. And perhaps therein lies the greatest strength of her new look. He's not trying to force the world to notice her, but the world is choosing to do so. If traced deeper, there is an interesting psychological side of the simple style that he displays. In the entertainment world, especially in Korea, many celebrities feel the need to appear with a perfect image at all times. But Jungkook chose the opposite path. He presents the most comfortable version of himself, even when it means appearing as he is. And this is what makes it feel so human. He doesn't try to hide behind the brand, but stands out through visual honesty. This simple style also shows an evolution of self-confidence that no longer depends on external validation. Jungkook has gotten to the point where he knows his worth, even without status symbols. He can wear a plain t-shirt and still make the world turn. Many international stylists refer to this phenomenon as celebrity minimalism, a phase in which big stars achieve the highest level of self-confidence, so they no longer need layers of image to look attractive. And Jungkook is now in that phase. But not only about fashion, these changes also speak volumes about her now more mature personal life. He seems more comfortable with calmness, enjoys more time out of the spotlight, and is more focused on quality of life than exposure. In various live broadcasts, he often says that he began to learn to enjoy the little things: cooking, playing sports, writing songs alone. All this creates a new balance in him, and without realizing it, also affects the way he appears in public. From a visual point of view, Jungkook's latest performance is like a symbol of a new phase of his life, He has conquered the world with his music and charm, and now he just wants to live as an ordinary person, but still be himself. But there is one thing that keeps the public captivated. Despite his simple style, his star aura shines even more. In his every step, there was an echoing calm, like someone who knew exactly who he was. That's the true power of a superstar, when even simplicity can take center stage. And if we look from the side of impact, Jungkook's new style also creates a domino effect in the fashion world. Many fans began to copy her look: an oversized t-shirt, loose pants, neutral sneakers, and a black hat. Even some local brands in Korea reported increased sales for products with similar styles. Unknowingly, Jungkook is leading the trend again this time, not through endorsements, but through his personal choices. It changes the standard of what is cool, no longer about price or luxury, but about comfort and sincerity. Perhaps this is the reason why his appearance so excited the world. Because in the midst of the hustle and bustle of all constructed celebrity images, Jungkook appears as an oasis of authenticity. He showed that being great does not have to lose simplicity, and being simple does not mean losing attractiveness. The world is now witnessing how a Jungkook, who was once known to be full of energy, is now entering a new chapter, calm, mature, and in control. And all that is reflected in the simplest thing, her way of dressing, walking, and being herself. In one seemingly ordinary video, a huge story of transformation, maturity, and freedom is stored. And perhaps, unbeknownst to him, Jungkook has just sent the most powerful message of his career, that being yourself is the highest form of style.